Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one, man. Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Spirituality. Oh, now we get real. Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Time to get real. Yeah. Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one, man. Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Spirituality. Oh, now we get real. Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Time to get real.
Well, unless you're his mother, you might get tired of hearing the song twice. Woo-wee, little technical difficulties this morning, but I am here. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. My name is Rebecca L. Norrington. I am your host. I am the world's only happiness specialist. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And if you're new to the show, welcome. Blankety blank blanks. You know, there's a YouTuber that I listen to, that I watch from time to time for pure entertainment. And one of the things he says, to my new listeners, welcome, Mother Blanky Blank. It's just the funniest thing to me. Anywho, let's get to the show. Whoa, how did I get to be the world's only happiness specialist, especially to my new listeners? I'm going to do a little bit of a background because the last couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of interviews, and people are finding the show generically. I don't know how they find the show, but they're finding it. So just very, very short, very brief. If you've listened to the show before, this is the time to take a little break, get a snack, go to the bathroom, read a short book. Here we go. You know, when I was younger, I wanted the same two things. I wished for the same two things. You know, when you blow out your candles on the birthday cake, you throw a penny into a pond or a lake, and you make a wish. Well, I wished for the same two things, and the first one was to live to my potential. I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what that would look like, but I said I want to live. Second thing I always wished for, I wanted to be happy. And you know, when you ask, you always get answers. When you ask, your questions are answered. So years later, decades later, and I've been searching for this feeling. I wanted to feel good. You know, life is a roller coaster of ups and downs, and I was always in this state of, oh, I'm happy now, but then something happens, and now I'm mad, or something else happens, and then I'm sad. It was an up and down and up and down and up and down ride. And I got to a place where I said, gee, can't I just feel good? Can't I just be happy? Can I just feel and be happy? And so with that came answers. Of course, if you ask me, not soon enough, because now I'm in my 60s. It's not soon enough, but that's anyway. So asking for that, you know, you always get what you ask for. You get what you ask for. I'm not talking about, I'm asking for a car, I'm asking for a house, I'm asking for Mr. or Mrs. Right. I'm talking about spiritually, whatever you ask for, whatever you're seeking, whatever you're searching, you get answers when you ask the question. And my question was always, I want to be happy. How? And I thought by getting married to the most wonderful young man, traveling twice a year, out of the country, skiing all over the world, having a certain amount of money, having the titles, all of that, I thought that would bring me happiness. And that's what I did. I mean, I was out there, goal setting, accomplishing my goals, but it never lasted. Never lasted. I was listening to, I like sports, and I was listening to this interview with Russell Wilson. He's a really good quarterback in the NFL. And after he won his first Super Bowl, he was in the locker room. Listen to this. He was in the locker room. He just won his first Super Bowl. And then he says to his coach, I can't wait to win the next one. Now, what I'm talking about is a sense of, are you satisfied? When I say happy, let me just define it. This happiness is defined by being at peace, feeling peaceful, feeling content, feeling satisfied regardless of what happens and regardless of what doesn't happen. Now, if he didn't win another Super Bowl, would he be happy? Is he going to be happy with one? So I'm talking about the programming that we all receive. We weren't born like this, wanting more, dissatisfied. We weren't born like this, so wanting more and not, in life not being enough, and me not being enough. And what I have isn't enough, and who I'm with isn't enough. The money isn't enough. The traveling isn't enough. The events are not enough. This coronavirus is so interesting because it is forcing people to be at home. Now, not everyone, but forcing a lot of people to be at home and to look in the mirror and say, oh, my goodness, I'm so used to doing whatever you want, whatever, from going, doing, and now you're forced to be at home. I mean, I can't even imagine, especially if you buy into the program of I'm not productive. I was having a conversation with someone else this week, and she was telling me how she, the first week of being in quarantine, that she didn't feel that she was productive. I'm not doing anything. I'm not productive. Well, this feeling of being productive is a distraction from the real issue. The always doing, the having to do something is not how you were born. You were not born having to do something else, having to do something else to feel satisfied, having to do something else to feel content. No, when we came out, we were very, very content, very, very peaceful in the present moment. But what happens is the programming from looking at yesterday, looking at the past, living in the past, focusing on the past, talking about the past, the same as the future. What am I going to do? The future plans, the future, past and future. You're taking yourself out of the present moment. The title of this show is What Makes Me Angry. I haven't even gotten to that yet. My question to you, my dear audience, is what do you want to prioritize? What is important to you? What is number one on your list? Is it health? Is it money? Is it companionship? Is it travel? Is it adventure? What is it? So it is this life, our journey. When you ask yourself the question, when you sit down and ask yourself, what is it that you really want? And maybe this opportunity of being isolated and being alone or or confined to the house is going to be, not maybe, is good for a lot of people, because now you have a chance to reflect without all of the having to do or wanting to do. But what is really important? Is peace important to you? Is happiness important to you? Is vibrating, feeling content, is that important to you? Is feeling satisfied in every moment important to you? If it is important and you want to make a commitment, I'm here to tell you my left hand is up in the air. It's like anything else. It is a practice skill, and the more you practice, the more the things like this, the world is turned upside down. You will be able to row through that. You will be able to navigate through this life, through this challenge, feeling good. You know, I'm out in the world. I go to Costco. I do have a couple of things that I do, because I've realized that one of the things that I like social interaction. Now, I'm not sitting here talking deep to people. Hey, you know about the universal laws? And I'm not doing that. But yeah, social interaction. I if I crave it, I got to go out and get it. You know, hey, I can talk to the person. I can talk to the person at the cashier at Costco, for 5 minutes. My point is this: self-examination, self-awareness. What do you want? Is it really the things? Is it really the accomplishments? Is it really out there somewhere that you have to go walk to and get it? I'm telling you, all of that, what you're looking for, what you're searching for, what you're longing for, this peace, this internal peace is right here. You don't have to do anything but just access it. Be aware of it. Make that a priority. You know, the universe, it's so funny, the universe, and I use the word universe. Some people say God, some people say source energy, higher power, spirit. It doesn't matter what word you use. And quite frankly, a shout out to all my atheists too, because what I'm talking about has nothing to do with believing in something. You know, if you are the best, if you're Tiger Woods, you don't have to believe in God to be the best golfer, or if you're Michael Jordan, you don't have to believe in God or the universe or anything to be the best basketball player. So what I'm talking about are concepts that anyone can practice. You don't have to believe in anything. Isn't that interesting? I think it's interesting. Or if you're Tom Brady, you're Tom Brady. What it is what are you focused on, and do you want it? Do you want it? Whatever it is, you're going to. Mine is peace and contentment. That's what I want. That's what I want in every moment. So do you want that? Are you committed to that? Are you prioritizing that? You either do or you don't. But when you do prioritize it, when you do want it, when you do commit to it, and you practice eliminating the behavior that subtracts from peace, and you practice adding the behavior that adds to peace, these little coronavirus challenges are going to be easy. You know, the universe is forcing us to, with this coronavirus. I mean, this is such a great thing. I know I'm out there in the world, and it's just the energy, the vibe is the energy level, the vibration is so, oh, yes, I get it. No, I mean, it's so low. And listen, I'm talking about vibration now. So you can feel the difference when you feel worried. You can feel the difference when you are concerned. You can feel the difference when you're angry and when you're happy. You can feel that difference in your body. You can feel it. It's a vibration. And the lower vibrations from anger to guilt to shame to, I don't have my list here. Darn it. not prepared again, is a low vibration. Low. Where is that list? Oh, maybe I'll get it. And so you can feel the difference. And all I'm saying here on this show is the vibration, where peace is found is in a higher vibration. I've got to get that book now. I'm talking about the book Force, Power versus Force by David Hawkins. Where are these lower vibrations? Where are they? Oh, here we go. Yay, I found it quickly. Yay, I found it quickly. Or did I? Oh, here we go. Here we go. The low vibrations, okay? The lowest is shame. Then you get guilt. Then you have apathy. Then you have grief, fear, desire, anger, pride. All of those vibrations are low vibrations. And when you're vibrating that, when you're feeling that vibration, you don't feel good. You can't tell me, this pride thing, it's a false pride. So anyway, then you have the vibrations that are a little higher, from courage to neutrality. Being neutral is very powerful. Not having an opinion about what other people are doing, not having an opinion, not having a judgment is very, very powerful. Then you get to willingness. Then you get to one of the highest, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and the last one is enlightenment. So all of those energy levels, they're real. You can feel them. You can feel the difference when you're fearful and when you're accepting. You can feel the difference when you feel shame and when you feel joy. So those are the lower levels, and the practice is vibrating at those higher levels, staying there, staying at that vibration. Okay, here we go. Let me get a little bit. Let me just talk about what this whole quarantine has done and why. Can you believe I haven't even got to why I'm angry? Whew. Okay, so the universe is forcing us to surrender. The universe is forcing us to do something that we're not accustomed to doing. The universe is forcing us to change. Scratch the universe. This situation is forcing us to change. This situation is forcing us to have patience. Well, if you don't have patience, trust me, you're feeling really odd. You're really feeling odd, forced to have patience. It's forcing us to trust what's going to happen. Or let me say this, because not everybody is going to trust, because that's not true. Not everybody is so easy to trust. But what is you're either forced to trust or you're forced to worry more. And the other thing that is forcing us to do is being okay with uncertainty. Now, are people okay with uncertainty? I'm going to come to the callers. I have a few callers. I'll come right to you and just give me about 2 minutes, okay, callers? Are you okay with uncertainty? Or do you practice acceptance? Okay, so, let me just say what makes me angry, and then I'm going to go to my callers, because that was the topic of the show. You know what really bothers me? I'm going to say these people, this energy and this vibration that the majority of the people focusing on what's wrong. Focusing on what's wrong and focusing on what's wrong in the world and what's wrong right now. And the focus is always out there. The focus is never in the mirror. The focus is never with self. The focus is always pointing the finger out there. It's because of you. It's because of you. It's because of the situation. It's because of the coronavirus. It's because You can name it all. Yesterday when I was interviewed, I said the president, and it's not even about who I voted for or didn't vote for. It's about blaming other people for your vibration, blaming other things, blaming the circumstance for how you're feeling. You know, and now I'm going to go to the callers right after this, I promise. You know, these people with causes, the PETA people, animal rights, the global warming, the plastic bottles, the recycling, you know, they all consider that polluting the world. Well, you know what I consider? You know what I consider pollution? You know what I consider pollution? I consider pollution somebody blaming, not taking responsibility, and blaming the outside world for how they feel. I consider pollution not accepting others. I consider pollution judging others. I consider pollution criticizing other people, criticizing self and other people. That's what I consider pollution. I mean, this thing but regardless of whether people are polluting by not accepting, by blaming, by criticizing, I've got to accept that. As a happiness specialist, someone that practices every single moment how to be at peace with life, I practice acceptance of all people and all of their views and all of their perspectives. But there is a lack of acceptance. There is a lack of acceptance for someone else, isn't there, and what they're doing and how they're doing it. But the problem comes is that lack of acceptance of other people only harms you, only affects you, only subtracts from your peace. See, you might as well shoot yourself in the foot every time you don't accept what other people do or believe. And this perspective of thinking that yours is the only way to view the world. I remember someone told me this week, oh, this is bad. That's their one perspective. They have no ability to broaden the perspective and look and find another way of looking at this situation, looking at this challenge that we're all having. You mean you can't you can't come up with another perspective how to view the world other than just one way? Ooh, that bothers me for a moment. Let me go to my callers. Okay, let's see. Hold on a second. Let me do this right. Area code 551. Hold on a second. Push the button. Area code 551. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. What's your first name?
Hi, it's Tasha.
What is it again?
It's Tasha.
Latasha?
Yes.
Hi, Latasha. Welcome to the show.
Hi. I agree with everything you're saying. I think people really need to focus on the positivity instead of focusing on negative things.
Mm-hmm. So can you tell me, let me ask you a question if you don't mind. Can you tell me how this coronavirus, this I don't know if you're quarantined, but how has this positively affected you?
Actually, I find this to be a very happy time for me. It serves as gratitude for me. I've actually been wanting to spend a lot of time by myself. I've been listening to my body for the last, I want to say, since 2019 of October. I've been really wanting to go to a cabin and meditate and really connect to source. But because my life was so consumed with work and just not giving myself that time, I never made time to do that. So with this period of time where you are forced to sit still, I think it's amazing because you think about things. You're giving your body the time that it's been asking you for, and I find it to be very, very a positive experience for me, and I don't connect with the vibration of virus or anything. That's not reality to me. So if it's not reality, if it doesn't exist in my world, it cannot touch me. So resonate with me as positivity, actually giving time and thought into what it is that I really would like to pursue instead of just going with emotion to survive. So this has been a very wonderful time for me, and I don't look at the news. I don't connect with, the negative vibrations connecting to life and people speaking ill over lives and things like that. That's something that I don't resonate with. So it doesn't connect with me.
Well, hold on a second. I just have to say one thing. No, I'm going to say two words. Okay, here we go. Woo-hoo! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for contributing to this planet positive vibes. And when oh my goodness, are we alone or what? We're 2% of the population. You know that, right?
Yeah, it does not. I've been taking this time. This has been some of the best times I've had with myself. Of course, I'm alone, but I'm appreciative of that because now I get to see, like, hey, what is it that I really want to do? So I've been really taking the time to think about things that I wouldn't give myself time to think about. So, yes, I am very happy of this time. And, I think that a lot of people should take this time to focus on themselves and just pay attention to their body and how it responds to you. During this time, you're waking up very refreshed. You're getting enough rest. You're getting enough sleep. And the more gratitude you show, it's like the more heightened your if you have any psychic senses or intuition, you should pay attention to their dreams and give this time some thought about what you really want to do and contribute to this world. So yes, I think this is a wonderful time. I don't understand why everybody's freaking out.
Well, come on. We understand why they're all freaking out. We're understanding why they're all freaking out. And let me give a little shout out to all my people that are freaking out and all my people that are worried and all my people that are nervous and fearful and anxious and all of that, all of my people, all of those people, because one of the practices is also acceptance of those people and knowing this is something else, Latasha, knowing that wherever anybody else is, however they are feeling is where they're supposed to be. It's their own personal journey. That one of the things that subtracts happiness and peace is being in anybody else's business. But what's so cool about it is now that we're forced to be alone or we're forced to be by ourselves, this is a new reality. It's making being alone, because if you just told somebody, hey, I'm going to spend another 2 weeks by myself in the house, well, we're not used to, the world is not used to thinking that that's okay. And so there's a lot of people that are very comfortable with being alone without the television on, without the radio on, without having to do something. And so it's just those people that are comfortable with it, like yourself, it is peaceful. It is peaceful. It is. But let me also say something to you, because I'm listening to you and I was getting chills, and I always get chills when I hear the truth or I speak the truth. But let me say something to you about what you said you want to do in your life or you want to accomplish, or what goals, as opposed to what I want to say is just ask the universe, how can I, what do I, actually I like the how question. How can I find what I'm looking for? You don't even want to say my purpose, because your purpose is right where you are right now. How can I trust more, to know that whatever I'm supposed to be doing will come before me. It will evolve in front of me. It will happen without a lot of effort from you, sweetie. Without, it doesn't take fish any effort to swim. So what you're searching for, just know that you don't even have to, what is it? What is it? It will come to you. It will fall in your lap. There's no struggle is what I want to say. What I want to say is there's not going to be any struggle for you, but what you're experiencing is just perfect right now, and just relax with it all.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, because the universe does not require us to work hard at all. And in fact, I don't know if you've ever listened to the show. One of my favorite analogies is, okay, I'm going to ask you kind of a fun question. It's fun to me. I don't know if it's going to be fun for you. So if you had your favorite all-time car, say you had as much money and you wanted to pick your dream car out, what would it be? What color would it be, and what would it be? Have you heard me ask that question before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so what would it be, sweetie? Would it be Rolls? Would it be a Mercedes? Would it be a SUV? What would it be, a Lamborghini? What would it be? What would be your dream car?
Right now, I would say a Mercedes.
Okay, Mercedes. You want the 500 series, the 600 series?
I would want the 5 series, and I would want it to be white with a red interior.
Wait. White? You want a white Mercedes with I don't know if I've ever seen a white Mercedes with a red interior.
Mhm.
Wow. And that would be leather, right? Leather interior, right? And all the bells and whistles, right?
Mhm.
So you're in your Mercedes, and you're in the passenger seat.
Mhm.
Who's driving?
Who's driving my dream car?
Mhm. Yeah, you're sitting in the passenger seat in your Mercedes, your white Mercedes with the red leather seats. You're in the passenger seat. Who's driving the Mercedes?
Well, if that's the case, then I would say it would have to be my dream husband.
Your dream husband? Wrong.
No.
It's the universe, honey. The universe is driving.
Okay.
So all you have to do is sit in the passenger seat, surrender, relax, and know that you're on the best journey ever. But it's the surrender, the trust, surrender, let go. You don't need to put your hand on the wheel. The universe doesn't need your help. Just surrender, relax, and enjoy the ride. All of it.
Okay. That's
How's
where I'm
that?
at right now. I'm there. I'm there. I'm actually, I can say I'm there. Like, I'm just like, okay, let's see.
Mhm. And your dream husband, and know that your dream husband. So now we're getting to the real deal here. Know that your dream husband. Know that your dream husband will or will not appear. But the question becomes, can you still be at peace whether you have a dream husband or not? Can you still feel content whether you have a dream husband or not? Trust me, because, listen, I'm supposed to be speaking all over the world, in every corner, 5-star hotels, running all over the world. And so what if I'm not? I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm not going to be at peace. I'm not going to be able to elevate to another level of consciousness. No. So my thing is, this is what I practice, is wanting whatever the universe wants for me, not what my ego wants for me, whatever the universe wants for me, because whatever's happening is supposed to happen, and if it's not happening, it's not supposed to happen.
Absolutely.
Well, I sure do like you and your vibration and your style. Well, actually, I'm practiced like everybody, but I really like you. Don't tell them you're my favorite.
I won't. Yeah.
Okay.
I thank you for that because I believe that I have learned that lesson. Actually, just being okay with whatever and wherever I'm at, and knowing that whatever I want will come, and just enjoying the actual moment as it goes. Because I find myself saying, "Dang, I didn't know how good I had it back then, and if I knew this, then So now I had a lot of time to think about stuff like that. So at this time, I'm just very thankful just to be where I'm at right now and actually enjoying that space because this is the only time you have to enjoy it.
I'm just getting chills up again. And, you're very annoying to me because I know you're a youngster. You sound very young. And how can you be this wise and so young?
That a lot of times I really believe I've been here plenty of times, but I just I sit back and I watch and I observe and I waited for so many things, and then some things came, some things didn't. But I know that now I have learned how to really appreciate things while they're here, because I used to find myself wondering, not being as grateful as I am now, and then realizing wow, I really had it really good then, and I have it good now, but it would be during those times where I would be complaining about something, I realized that wow, I really had it good then. So I made it my business to now start living in the moment and really being appreciative of things while they're here, because I can't really, when I did have it really, really good, I can't remember enjoying or really utilizing my resources at that time to its fullest potential, because I couldn't see the beauty in it, because I was just caught on looking at other people's stuff and not knowing that I was the person who actually had, I like to call it the juice or the sauce, but I was the person who actually had the recipe and had it, but I doubted myself, or I complained because it didn't look like everybody else's, but I was actually the gift in the situation. And now I sit back and I realize, okay, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this peace and quiet. I'm going to enjoy this time. I'm enjoying quarantine. I have apps. You know what?
Let me just say something, because you said so many really, really interesting and important things. It's my second book. It'll get written sooner than later. It's called Program for Unhappiness. What you just talked about, what you just was having that vibration of dissatisfaction, having a vibration of dissatisfaction, being dissatisfied, but know that it's a program. And I look back when I said, you're a youngster, and I was, making a joke because my son is, what is he, 35 now? He's 35 now. So, but just to be able to have any kind of wisdom at 35, I wasn't anywhere where you are, and I curse the universe for giving me this. Well, I'm in my 60s and now I finally get it. But what I want to say is that vibration of dissatisfaction is a programmed behavior. We were programmed to be dissatisfied with what is. We were programmed to be dissatisfied in the present moment. We were programmed to want something more. It's not enough. It's the ego. It's not enough. More. I'm not satisfied. And so just the fact that you can sit and say, wow, looking back, I had it, or looking back, I had so much, it's all about what you practice in the moment. And in the moment, when you practice and you vibrate satisfaction in this moment, you're going to take that vibration of satisfaction to your future moments. And so it is about, happiness, having peace, feeling content is a practice skill like anything else, from golf to playing an instrument to being a world-class athlete, and it is about the practice. And so what are you practicing? And what I look at, and thank you again for calling, and thank you for sharing. Please call anytime. Yeah, I really appreciate your input, Latasha. You know, a youngster coming up with feeling grateful and loving this moment. Come on, that just makes my whole moment that. You know, feeling alone when the majority of the world is focusing on what's wrong, and it's not even about focusing on what's wrong. It's about having that vibration and not having the, you know, who's teaching to have a different perspective and look at the world a different way. You know, when I go out, and I do go out, and I'm driving, if I'm going to the market, I make it a point to, you know, oncoming cars, I for a second, you know, I try to lock into the driver coming my way, and I wave. And sometimes I get waved back because, you know, sometimes people don't see you. They're not looking at the, you know, oncoming cars. And I wave. And then if I'm out, if I'm at a market, I make sure to look at people right in the eyes and smile and or talk because, listen, it's not because, I think I know what the world needs. That's not it. This is who I am. This is who I am. I can't get this doom and gloom and worry and boo-hoo and, oh, God, the world is, I just can't do it. It doesn't fit for me. It doesn't feel good to me. And I know that could be a little unsettling to you doom and gloomers. Because trust me, there's not a lot of people that you feel. Listen, what does the humpback man want more than anything else? You know, the man with the hump in his back. What does he want more than anything else? He doesn't want to get rid of his hump. He wants you to have the hump too. He wants you to feel bad too. I talk to so many people and they're looking out and finding fault with what other people are doing, and these people are not quarantining the right way, and these people are still doing this, and it's always looking out. And I'm here to tell you, the looking out is not bringing you any peace. It's none of your business what these people do. Well, the people are causing. Get out of the universe's way. This is a reason for this. There is a great reason for this. Get out of the way. This is our reality for now. How can you contribute to this world? How do you contribute to this world? What is your vibration? What are you contributing? Even at home. Your vibration, your energy is your contribution. And looking out and finding fault with what anybody else is doing with a judgment and lack of acceptance. Yeah, I'm going to say it, but you know, I think it's pollution. I think it's pollution. Of course, who am I? Lonely happiness survivor. I mean, a happiness specialist trying to survive in an unpeaceful place. But the peace comes from each individual. The peace is an internal state of being. All I'm saying is come back to who you are when you were born. You were not born pointing at something's wrong. You were not born like that. The unpeace, the suffering is the programming. You know, I posted this. What did I post? You know, the struggle is not the coronavirus. All struggle is internal. The struggle comes from thinking that something needs to be different or someone needs to be different than what is actually happening. Believe it or not, the coronavirus is a blessing in disguise, but it's a blessing to each individual. And so my question to the audience, my question to you is, can you find your personal blessing? Because when you find your personal blessing, and Latasha just explained it, her blessings with an S, and she was easy, and it was easy for her to come with the blessings. But, you know, if I asked you what good is coming from this, how long does it take for you to come up with answers? That just lets me know that you're focused on something other than finding something good, and that's okay. I ain't judging you. I'm accepting you. I'm just pointing out there are blessings in every situation. You know, we can look at tragedies and call them tragedies, this labeling things, this labeling these circumstances, good, bad, tragedy, not a tragedy, is part of the programming. Life is just an experience without the judgment. You know, I don't know if there was a Brazilian soccer team, and these guys, they were first time ever. They were traveling to a championship. They were on a plane, traveling to a championship to play another team. There were 77 people on that plane. 77 people on that plane, and the plane crashed. All the team, the pilot, the coaches. I don't know who else was on the team. I don't know, but just more. Anyway, I don't know everybody was on the team, but there were 77 people on that plane that crashed. And of course, they found out that it was pilot error, because they didn't have enough fuel. They were trying to be economical, but 6 out of those people on that plane survived. So are we focusing on the 71 people that died, or are we focusing on the 6 survivors? So each of us have a choice. Well, the practice, the programming is deep. But I'm here to tell you that the more you practice focusing on what's right, focusing on what's good, focusing how this can elevate you, focusing on how this expands, focusing on a higher consciousness, focusing on maybe having a different perspective, the more you focus on that, finding the good in everything, then the more peaceful you will be. And that's what you are going to be contributing to the planet. You know, all you do-gooders out there, all you do-gooders with all the causes, I see you out there. If somebody else doesn't believe in your cause, if somebody else doesn't think that what you think is important, you got a problem. The animal rights people have a problem with people wearing fur. Now, do I have a problem with people not believing or not thinking that happiness is number one, peace is number one? I used to. I used to have a problem with it. Well, don't you get it? Peace is the most important. Being happy is the most important. Why can't you see that? When? Not anymore. Because if peace is really that important to me, and it is, I practice acceptance of other people, what they believe, what they do, all of their causes. In fact, I could sit there and say, yeah, go for it. But see, there is a way you can either vibrate, you can have your cause, but if inside you're vibrating judgment about other people that don't believe in your cause, anger about other people that don't believe in your cause, then you tell me what you're contributing. Oh, and this thing about dying, you know, I took a picture. Let me get my phone, and then I'm going to close the show unless people, I got a lot of people in the queue. Some people want to speak to me and some don't, and I accept either one. But I took a picture today, and this is, you know, my son sometimes is not one of my fans. The kid keeps judging me, but that's okay. It's no problem. I mean, I'm used to it. And we were having a conversation, and I said, well, I'm going, I've gone fishing, I go out, I go to Costco. Hey, listen, anybody that wants to hug me, I'm going to hug them. I'm sorry, but if they want to hug me, I'm hugging you back. I don't have this fear about the coronavirus. And if I get coronavirus, I think that I'm going to pull through coronavirus. I mean, I don't vibrate that. I just don't. And he has a problem with that. My only son has a problem with that. And he asked me, he says, Mom, he asked me this week, he says, Mom, what does he say? Why don't you play by the rules? Why aren't you following the rules? So there's judgment, which is fine, but I don't take it personally, because I know all judgment about other people is really judgment about self. So it's not personal. But I took this picture. Okay, somebody posted this. 1 million cases of coronavirus. No doubt that's a lot of coronavirus. It's also 0.0125% of the world's population. Half of humanity is on lockdown. Even if it gets 50 times worse, it won't even reach 1% of the world's population. All I'm saying is there's other perspectives. There's just other ways to look at the situation. And if your button is pushed or you're bothered by or annoyed by anything, what I'm saying, that just means that there's work in the mirror that you can do. It's not about me. It's not about what I'm saying. If there's a button pushed, it's up to you to get rid of your buttons. But the solution always comes back to self. It always comes back to self. It always comes back to us. It always comes back to us looking in the mirror. You feel bad? You feel bad? Well, that's because you're not practicing acceptance. You feel anxious? That's because you don't practice being okay with uncertainty. You feel scared? You feel fearful? That's because you don't practice letting go of control or the illusion of having control. You think that you can control how you die, whether you're going to die or not. Let me tell you something. If your time's up tomorrow, your time's going to be up tomorrow. Ask Kobe Bryant. If it's time for you to go, you are going to go, whether it's from the coronavirus or whether it's from old age or whether it's from eating a bad piece of steak or choking on a sandwich. When it's time for you to go, you are going to go. This illusion of thinking I have control over anything, you feel anxious, you feel nervous, you feel scared, you feel worried. That's just because you don't practice surrendering to the moment, surrendering and letting go of this is your reality. You either accept it or you resist it. Which feels better? Now, I'm not saying accept it without any action, I'm not saying, gee, I'll accept somebody walking all over me. I'm talking about the vibration of acceptance. Anyway, so what makes me angry? You know what else? Let me just add this, and then I'll get off the. I was going to say get off the phone. You know what makes me angry is this tone, this heaviness, this inability to see anything positive. Well, actually, that doesn't make me angry anymore, because if I'm practicing acceptance, then it's all good. Well, Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Hold on a second. Where's my little paper here? Held every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on Twitter at RLNorrington. My Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. I have a few videos on YouTube. I know, I need more. My first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, can be purchased on Amazon. And my second book, Program for Unhappiness, I need to get this book out, because now I can add a chapter about the coronavirus in it. Yes. Program for Unhappiness will be out sometime this year. Until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who you are. You're a physical extension of the universe. You're always evolving. You're always changing. You're always growing. Love is patient, and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality, and I'll talk to you again next week. Have a conscious week. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. Reality Spirituality. It's the new experience.